It's one of the sickest scams I've ever encountered, and tens of thousands of people have been and are potential victims. Many are embarrassed, even afraid to talk about it. But one brave lady has agreed to share her story and her warning with you. Grandma, tell me the story about what happened with you and your grandson.
Well, I was sitting in the kitchen and I was reading a book and the phone rang.
Hello? Who's this?
And it was this gentleman that called me. He says, I'm a lawyer.
What are you telling me? What are you telling me? You're telling my grandson had an accident? It can't be. He's in jail.
And I says, why? Because he hit the lady and he ran. And he says to be sure not to tell his father because he'll take care of it when he comes home. What does that mean? He says, well, he needs $2,000.
That phone call marks the beginning of a scheme to steal this grandma's money.
What do I do now? How do I send it? Send it Western Union?
Like many of her generation, Grandma had cash stashed in her home. With the money in hand, she drove to the nearest Western Union to send it to who she believed was her grandson's attorney. What happened next was downright diabolical.
When he got the money, he called me. So he says he wants over $4,000. I'll send you the $4,000. He says, but don't go to the same place. You go to another place.
Feeling desperate, Grandma gathered up the additional funds, climbed back into her car, and drove to this nearby supermarket. Even though employees questioned the shaken 90-year-old woman who was sending thousands of dollars overseas, they didn't stop her.
And I did it, and the people were looking at me, and they were saying, why are you sending it there? Of course, I didn't tell them. And I sent it. When I called him, he says, thank you. That was the end of it.